Welcome everybody. We're excited to be worshiping together again in person this Sunday, June 28th. Not everybody should be here and not everybody will be here, and that's okay. But for those who will be physically here and who have reserved a space by contacting Francie, you need to do that. If you are planning to worship with us in person this Sunday, you need to contact Francie.
There is still space at both services, so if you need to reserve a spot, just email her at admin@treasurecoastpca.org.
So for those who will be here, we wanted to give you a quick look at what to expect. We've made a few changes in order to make this a more safe and sanitary environment. Temporary changes, but ones that we feel are important and would make us a place where we can worship comfortably in the midst of the coronavirus. So let's take a look.
Either way. First thing you'll notice is that these doors are wide open, and this will be your first entrance. You can also enter through this 3rd Street door to the side right over here.
And we're going to ask that these doors be entrance only. We're going to try to have a flow of traffic that goes from entering these doors and exiting in that direction. And so that's just to keep people from needing to get close to each other as they go in and out of the doors. Also, I know a lot of us are used to hanging out in the lobby and socializing. During this time, just be aware and sensitive to the needs and preferences of others. Just because a person has chosen to come here doesn't mean that they necessarily want to be right up next to you. And even if they're not wearing a mask, they might not want to be in close conversation. And so there's a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Be sensitive to the convictions and conscience and decisions of another. Respect them. Don't judge them or look down upon one another for their differing views. And don't come close without first ensuring that your brother or sister is comfortable with that. But as we come in, one thing you'll notice, there's a sign here reminding you of some of the changes. We'll not be having children's church or nursery. We'll not be providing coffee or snacks, things like that. We also have a station where you can pick up a face mask if you need one or would prefer to have one. There's hand sanitizer at a few locations while you're here, and tissues. So please feel free to make use of those. A lot of you have a habit of picking up a coffee or a water or a juice or something when you're here. We are not providing those at this time. And in their place, we have a cleaning station. And the reason for that is in between the services, we have volunteers who will be cleaning all contact surfaces, door handles, sinks, toilets, anything that people may have touched. We have wonderful volunteers who will be cleaning and sanitizing those surfaces. So thank you, volunteers. You're doing a very important and special thing to ensure that we can worship safely together.
Amen. To reduce their workload, we've, as you can see, opened not only the front door, but also these entrance doors into the sanctuary.
So that people don't need to be touching the handles. Now, we will close these once the service begins, so please don't be late. Please try to get here early if you can, to account for maybe some of the extra time it will take to accommodate these changes.
Especially with the bridge being
with the bridge being out.
the way it is.
Mindful of that. We will not have greeters in the lobby handing out bulletins and worship guides and shaking your hand. So as you come in, you'll find the worship guides will be on your seat.
And you'll notice that the seats do look a little bit different. There is more space in between them. We've ensured that between each row, between each section, there is 6 feet of space, not only between these rows, but between the center aisles and the left aisles, though they are clumped in groups. So here you have a group of 5, 4, 2, and then 7 or 8 on the left side.
We would ask that you please not change the grouping or arrangements. We've tried to keep it this way for purposes of safety and order. So find a group that you can sit with. If you're comfortable sitting alone, take one of the 2 chairs by itself. And then as you come in and begin to worship, the format of our worship will be almost exactly the same. The singing, the praying, the confessions, the sermon, all of this will be much the same. The only slight change we will make is when we have a time of giving of our tithes and offerings, those who are receiving those gifts will not pass the plates down each row, but will instead, because of the extra space, they will walk with the plate and enable you to give in that way. They will also wear a mask as they do so, because they will be in closer contact with you as they come by. Because it's been, 3 months since
3
we
months.
gathered together, we thought it fitting to celebrate the Lord's Supper on our first time back. There are 2 changes to the way we're going to do that we've made for the sake of security and safety. One is, as with the offering, the elders that are serving the Lord's Supper will not pass the plate down the row, but will instead walk in front of each person and offer you the chance to receive the bread and the cup. The other change we wanted to point out is that the bread, instead of being in a plate that you can touch all the other pieces of bread, the bread will be served in individual cups. And so those are 2 small changes we've made in order to make it a more sanitary process to celebrate the Lord's Supper together.
And as we finish the service, as Rob mentioned before, instead of leaving the way that you normally do through these double doors, we're going to ask you to exit through a different set of double doors with 2 exit labels there, just so you don't miss it.
Yes, and this will take you right out. If you've never used this before, this takes you right out to a sidewalk that surrounds the church on 2 sides.
Yep.
On 3rd Street in California.
Right over here.
Giving easy and safe access back to the public parking lots or wherever it is you may have parked.
Absolutely.
So when it's time for you to exit, please remember to go out that way. The only other question that I think we have is, what about those who aren't able to be here? And Randy's going to take a minute to answer that question.
Good question, Rob. So many of you have been asking, are we going to have a recording? What time will it be? We will actually do a full live stream starting at 11 o'clock for our second service. A special thank you to Brian Phoenix, who has been here many an afternoon helping me. And by helping me, I mean doing most of the work in getting our live stream going, fixing the sound, fixing the audio. So if you are appreciating, if you are reaping the benefits of the live stream, please feel free to reach out to him and give him your thanks. But we will send instructions on how you can access that live stream soon attached to this video. And if you want to just skip all of that, you can actually just subscribe to the YouTube channel, the church YouTube channel, Treasure Coast Presbyterian Church, and you will get a notification every time we go live.
All right, so that's about it. We're looking forward.
Do I do this?
Let's do it this
We
way.
can do this.
We look forward to seeing you all, whether it's this Sunday or several months from now. We do pray for you all. We think of you often, and we enjoy hearing from you. So let's continue to live out the gospel together in our worship, in our fellowship, and in every good thing.
See you Sunday.